Today I'm going to be going over my collecting goals for 2026. So we're about 2 to 3 weeks into 2026, and I'm going to put out a video talking about my collecting goals and what I'm hoping to accomplish this year when it comes to my trading card collection. And this year I'm going to mostly focus around Yu-Gi-Oh! I know Pokemon's booming right now, and I'll still sprinkle in a little bit of Pokemon collecting throughout the year. Mainly probably opening like a booster box of each new set to get, typically get like about 70% of the set there. And then most likely I'll wait 6 to 9 months and then I'll buy the singles. However, this year, I want to focus on actually completing my Yu-Gi-Oh collection. And so if you're not aware, I've been collecting Yu-Gi-Oh mostly since 2014. So it's been about 12 years. And I've amassed a decent amount. During that time, I've also been selling on TCG Player to help fund that collection. In fact, I am a TCG Player pro seller. I do have an online store that I'm going to be kind of leveraging some of those sales. So I do sell Pokemon, Lurkana, and Yu-Gi-Oh! On my pro seller site and also through the TCG marketplace. There'll be a link down below if you're interested in picking anything up. But that's going to kind of help fund me hoping to complete this collection by the end of 2026. And today, I'm going to go over the cards that I'm missing. And so I've put together a spreadsheet, and you can kind of see there's just over 1,000 cards that I'm missing out of various sets. A lot of this is going to be speed duel. And so we're really trying to, this is basically everything that I'm missing out of the entire speed duel set. Basically every speed duel product that's ever been released. I've been super big in the speed duel since it came out. And that's going to kind of be evident here. There's a couple other things that we'll kind of talk about from a funding perspective. I have not gone through and added up the dollar values for all these cards. I imagine we're probably looking in like the $3,000 to $3,500 range, which might be a little bit of a stretch for me for the end of the year, but we're going to kind of baby step that. And I think we're going to be able to take a big chunk out of this with just a few purchases. So just scrolling down through the list here, I do have it sorted by set. So we are missing a few of the secret rares from the Retro Pack. So this is the 2020 reprint of Retro Pack. And a couple from Retro Pack 2. I was fortunate enough I was able to pull 3 of the Blue Eye Shining Dragons relatively early. And so these are kind of just the ones that I'm missing. Spell Roller. So all these sets these are the 25th anniversary sets. So we've got Spell Roller. We're missing a decent amount of Ultras from Spell Roller. Pharaoh's Servant. We are missing a handful of cards. Invasion of Chaos. We're only missing 1 Ultra Rare and saying like a $3 card. So hopefully we'll be able to pick that up. Dark Crisis, on the other hand, we are missing quite a bit. We're missing about 30 cards from the Dark Crisis set. If you're not aware, for the 25th anniversary, Dark Crisis did not come in booster boxes. It only came in single packs in the reprint of the Legendary Collection. And so basically you spent like $30, $35 and you got 6 packs in there. One of those packs was Dark Crisis. So the only way to kind of get those Dark Crisis packs was to buy a bunch of those collection boxes, and you would only get 1 in each. So this set is a little bit more harder to pull cards for, just because it's hard to get packs for. Moving down, Speed Duel Tournament Pack 1. I have Blue Eyes White Dragon on here. If you watch my recent videos, you saw me pull Blue Eyes White Dragon. However, what I've done is I was able, in those 2 box openings I did, I was able to pull the entire Speed Duel Tournament Pack 1 set. And I ended up sending those off to PSA to get graded. So I do have an open submission with PSA right now. And you can see we've got all 18 cards in here from Speed Duel Tournament Pack 1. So we've got the Dark Magician Girl. We actually sent 5 of the Dark Magician Girls in just to see if maybe we can get a couple 10s out of those and recoup some of the grading costs. Wonder, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Unfortunately, I only pulled 1 of these. So because I sent that one in to get grading, I'm missing the other ones. All the other cards we pulled multiples of. So I had enough for the binders. Lord of D, Flute of Summoning Dragon, the Red Eyes Black Dragon, Time Wizard, Gifford the Iron Knight, Relinquished, Black Illusion Ritual, Tune Table of Contents, Harpy Lady Sisters, Harpy Lady 1, Elegant Egotist, Gravekeeper's Oracle, Gravekeeper's Priestess, Gravekeeper's Steel. And then I also ended up getting a misprint of the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode. So this is the Asura Priest misprint. So we went ahead and sent this in to get graded. We'll see what this comes back with. I probably won't be keeping this in my collection. This will probably go up for sale. I do have the, the official, the non-misprint version in my binder. So that's the version we'll be sticking with. And I did send in 2 of the Blue Eye Shining Dragons from Retro Pack 2 to see what grades we can get on these, and hopefully also use some of those to recoup some costs. So hoping we get some decent grades on these. And then I plan on probably selling all of the graded set. I used to be on this path of I wanted to have graded cards for everything, kind of preserve them. I have kind of switched to using top loader binders. So I am basically amassing everything in binders using top loaders, and I'm no longer really doing the graded route. There are specific cards that I will probably get graded and keep in my collection, but this is one of the ones I had already sent these off to get graded when I decided to go just keep with the binder route. So I decided, you know what, we've already sent them off. Let's see what the grades come back with and see if we can recoup some costs, hopefully. And hopefully the grades come back good and we can profit off of those and then use those funds to further expand this collection and hopefully get closer to completing the set. Duelists of Shadows, missing 3 of the secret rares from those. Metal Raiders. I have not opened the 25th anniversary of Metal Raiders, so I'm going to look at getting a booster box, getting the majority of the cards for that. So once I get 1 booster box, that's going to knock out probably like 80% of that list for Metal Raiders. And then we'll be able to buy up some singles. I'm going to go over single prices here in a minute. Fortunately, they're not too bad for some of these sets. Same thing with Legend of Blue Eyes. We'll look at picking up a booster box of that and opening those up to knock out the majority of that set. I do have some cards from it, but not a whole lot. Arena of Lost Souls. For Speed Duel, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open a booster box of Arena of Lost Souls. And we are going to hopefully get nearly the whole set out of that. And then just buy the couple singles we don't get. Typically get about half of the ultras and about 75% of the supers and every common when you open Speed Duel booster boxes. So we should get pretty close there. Same thing with Trials of the Kingdom. And then Attack from the Deep. I am still missing 3 ultras. So I need to pick those up. Promos. There's a few Speed Duel promo cards that I am missing. A couple of these are a little pricey. Like Floodgate Trapple, I think, is like $100. Jinza's probably around $100. Book of Moon's probably like $60. Beatdown's not bad. That one's probably only like $10 to $15. Destiny Draw is probably about the same. So I just need to pick up these cards. I did order a Beatdown from TCG Player. However, it never arrived. And so the seller ended up refunding me. So I need to try to find another one. Battle City box. Unfortunately, I don't have my Battle City box cards anymore. And so I'm going to pick up another Battle City box. And that will knock out the majority of that list as well. Same thing with Midterm Destruction. I've never bought the Midterm Destruction box set, so I need to go ahead and pick up one of those and knock out the majority of that set as well. Duel Academy, we are missing about 16 secrets, so still need to get those. And the bulk of the effort is going to be in these tournament packs. So, well, I have pretty much a full set for tournament pack 1. Do not have any tournament pack 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 cards. The later tournament packs, cards aren't really that expensive. But tournament pack 2 does have a couple pricey ones. King of Skull Servants is like $150, I think. So a little bit pricey there. But basically those are kind of all the cards that we're looking at. And the breakdown of counts, you can kind of see up here. 2 sets, we're only missing 1 card each. 2 sets, we're missing 3 cards. 4, 5, 6. 2 at 7. And then 16 there, 18. That's the full set. These are all the full set counts. You can see Dark Crisis, we're still missing about 29 there. Arena of Lost Souls is full set. Trials of Kingdoms, full set. And Legend of Blue Eyes, we'll be able to knock out tons of those with that box. Same thing with all these, really. We'll be able to knock these out pretty easy, I'll say. And then we might have to buy some of the secrets, because you only get about, I think, 8 of the 24 secrets you get in this box. So that is kind of my goals for the year, is to try to complete the set. So we are 1,013 cards off. So that's going to be my focus. And just real quick, want to go through the sets and kind of like the prices right now. Unfortunately, on Retro Pack, I am missing Cyber Harpy Lady, which has a market value about 31. And then Embodiment of Apopus is about 16. So not too bad on those. Especially if you compare like Yu-Gi-Oh to Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh's a lot cheaper to collect for, which I do like. On the Retro Pack 2 side, we are missing Light and Darkness Dragon, as well as Victory Dragon. But those are in like the $10 to $15 range. Spell Roller, we've got Toon Summon Skull that we're missing. That's about a $20 card. Pharaoh's Servant, Thousand Eyes Restrict, which is the top card in the set we're missing. It's $15. Invasion of Chaos, the only card we're missing from this is Guardian Angel Joan, which is only a $4 card. So that should be pretty easy for us to pick up. Dark Crisis. Things are a little bit more pricey here. I do have Skull Archfiend of Lightning, which is a $25 card. But I'm missing Bless Held by a Tribute, Exodia Necros, Reflect Bounder, Shinato. There's lots of Guardian Girl. There's lots of cards that I am missing from that. Obviously, Metal Raiders, we are missing everything from. So, we'll basically need everything from here. And when we buy a booster box, we'll get 2 Ultras. So we'll get 1 Secret, 2 Ultras. And then 4 Supers, I believe. And so hopefully we can knock out one of the Summon Skulls with that box that we get. And Blue Eyes White Dragon. Same thing with this. Is we'll get 2 Ultras and a Secret. So hopefully we can knock out like the Trihorn Dragon. If not, we'll get the Gaia. So you're guaranteed at least 1 Secret in those boxes. So it'd be one of those 2. And then 2 Ultras. Hopefully we get a Blue Eyes or a Red Eyes or a Dark Magician. Lot of cool Ultras in that set. You got all the Exodia pieces that are Ultras. So you got a lot of ones that are nice cards to pull from the Ultra set. You've got Monster Reborn, right arm, left leg, right leg, and the head of Exodia. So, and then Regeki is a super rare, and Pot of Greed's actually a regular rare out of that set. And that's like an $8 card right now. It's pretty crazy for a regular rare. But those are my goals for the year. So I'm going to be putting out periodic videos throughout the year showing my progress as I get cards in And as I'm putting them in the binders, I do want to kind of document that and show you guys how much closer I am getting to completing the set. So I hope you guys stick around for the journey.